Unit 3, Target 3. I can determine the surface area of prisms, pyramids, and cylinders. I'm going to do a rectangular prism first. I have my rectangular prism, and it is a 10 by 12 by 3. First thing I have to do is you take that rectangular prism and you take it apart and figure out how many faces you have. We know from the last target that a rectangular prism would look like that when we are done. There should be 6 rectangles. So let's take them apart and see the size of each rectangle. We have a rectangle right here in the front. And it always helps to shade in the rectangles so you can find the length and the width. So let's find the area of the rectangle on the front. Our front is a 10. Now we don't have a length here, so we have to come back here and look, and we know that that is 3 meters, so this one is also 3 meters. So the front is a 10 by 3, or 30 meters squared. Now if I have a front, the back is going to be the exact same. So the back would also be a 10 by 3, which is 30 meters squared. Next, I look at the sides, and the side of my prism is a 12 by 3 rectangle. A rectangle is area equals length times width. So to find the side, I will do 12 times 3, which is 36 meters squared. This side will be the same as this side, so I have another 12 times 3, which is 36 meters squared. Finally, I need to look at the top and the bottom. If I look at the top of my prism, I look at this line first, and I know that has to be the same as this one, so it's 10 meters. And I know that this one is the same as that one, so my top is a 10 by 12. Or 120 meters squared. My top will be the same as the bottom. So a 10 by 12, or 120 meters squared. Now check again. In the net I had 6 rectangles. Over here I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 rectangles. To find the total surface area, I take all of my answers and I'm going to add them together. So I will have 30 plus 30 plus 36 plus 36 plus 120 plus 120, and I'll get a total of 372 meters squared. It is still labeled meters squared because this is still area, and area is always squared. The next shape we're going to do is a triangular prism. In a triangular prism, we have a triangle on the bottom and on the top, and there are 3 rectangles going around the outside. If you unfold a triangular prism, you have the 3 rectangles, and you have the 2 bases, which are triangles. So we need to figure out what our base and our height is of our triangles, because the formula is base times height divided by 2. So for our top, we want base times height and divide it by 2. That would be my triangle. My base is 10. And they give you the height. That's the line drawn from the point down to my base. My height is 8. So I will do 10 times 8, which is 80, divide by 2, and I get 40 meters squared for my top triangle. Since this is a prism, my bottom triangle will be the same. So I have 2 40 meters squared. Then you have 3 rectangles to find the area of. Remember, rectangles are length times width. And each one of these rectangles will come off one of the sides of the triangle. So each of these rectangles will be a 10 by 3 because the height of the rectangle is 3. We have one on this side. We have a second one on this side. And we have our third on the back. So I have 3 rectangles. And each one, again, is 10 by 3. Or 30 meters squared. Finally, to find the total surface area, you take all 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and make sure you have 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Take all 5 answers and add them together. 30, 60, 90, plus 80, 170 meters squared. The next shape is a square pyramid. Square pyramid is going to have a square as its base. It will come to a point, which means it will have 4 triangles as its sides. When you unfold it, you've got your square base, and you have your 4 triangles, one coming off of each side of the square. To find your surface area, once again, you're going to find the area of the base. Your base is a square, which is a 9 by 9. So you have your square. Remember, it's length times width. 9 times 9 is 81 meters squared. Next, you have to find the area of the triangles. Since this is a square on the bottom, all 4 triangles will be the same. Your triangles have a base of 9, and your height is drawn from the top point down to the base and is perpendicular with the base. Your triangles, remember you have 4, and remember your triangles are base times height divided by 2. So we have 9 times 10 or 9 times 10, and we will divide that by 2, which is 45. And like I said before, all 4 triangles are the same, so this one will also be a 9 times 10 divided by 2, and the same for the last 2. Finally, make sure you have your 4 triangles in your base, which is a square. You have 5 different shapes, and you're going to add them all together to get the total surface area. You should have 90, 180 plus 81 is 261 meters squared. The final figure we're finding surface area of is of a cylinder, and if you take apart a cylinder, you have a circle on the top, a circle on the bottom, and the lateral surface, when you lay it flat, makes a rectangle. So because of that, we've come up with the formula of 2 pi RH plus 2 pi r squared. The 2 pi RH will get you the area of the rectangle, and 2 pi r squared will get you the area of both circles. So we look at our cylinder and we just plug in the numbers. We take 2. For pi, we put in 3.14. Times my radius. Radius is halfway across the circle. If you had diameter, you'd have to divide it by 2 first. So we will plug in 4. Times the height of my cylinder, which is 8 meters. Plus 2, 3.14 for pi, times my radius squared, and again my radius is 4, Once you have that in there, you can just take your calculator and type it all in, and you should get an answer of 301.44 meters squared.